Welcome, Geminis. This is your August 10th through August 16th forecast. For you, the most impactful event is going to be the full moon in Aquarius on August 9th, and this is highlighting love and relationships for you. Emotional breakthroughs foster more authentic and freeing connections, so release relationship patterns that no longer serve you. Let's see what else we have going on for Gemini for this week here. All right, so we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Okay, so you may be putting in a little extra effort here at this time in your relationships. You may also have some different strategies or different ideas of how you want to improve the relationship or strengthen your bond. You may be looking to execute some of these ideas, but I feel like have already been putting in some work here. So we are seeing that. And this is, you may be feeling a little like, okay, I'm putting in this work. I'm waiting for some things to pay off. I'm waiting to see some things, and we'll get a little more, we'll get some more cards here to see how things are panning out. But I do feel like some of you are sort of at that point where it's like, okay, I'm diligently working, I'm putting in the effort, and I want to see the results at this time. Also with the Page of Swords, you may even be like these things that you're trying are probably like taking a little bit more of a direct, straightforward type of approach, because you are finding that maybe like that is the best option with you and your partner. The way that you work through things is just sort of being direct and honest and upfront and like, look, this isn't working, or can we try this, or I need this. So you may be like very much communicating what your needs are at this time, and potentially working together to identify what the kind of work through it. So we have rejection there, but we also have daydreaming. Okay. All right, so as I was talking, then this rejection card comes out here. And I want to say this before I forget, but we do have master number 11 here. So I am going to put a link to a short on that. So there may be some guidance there for you if you look that up. So that's typically tending to be more towards the spiritual growth and development here when you do watch that little short. But, again, there may be something there for you. So give me some clarity on the rejection here. The Hierophant. Okay. So you may be looking at, as we're talking about just trying some different things, you may be looking at a less structured type of relationship, or just putting less structure and boundaries around your requirements for each other. So you may find that if you have decided like, okay, we're going to, eat together at the dinner table 4 nights a week, you may find that just based off of your lifestyle and the way you like to spend time together, that you really don't need to do that, maybe only twice a week. And then other days, you may decide to do something different, like go out, or just your schedules might not sync up at the appropriate time. So you may be deciding to be a little more loose and relaxed on that. And this could even be like little things that are more serious here, as far as like, oh, well, we should be married at this point, or we should be, together at this point, or we should have had a child at this point. So it could be some other requirements here that you feel have been imposed on you by society, or by your parents, or by your friends, or just pressures that you may feel here to conform to a particular type of relationship, or to be at a certain point in your relationship that you may not be at this time. And you may even be allowing that to permeate your daydreams, your desires, and your goals that you do have. So it's really going to be this decision between like, do you go with the status quo and what society wants and expects of you, or do you follow your own path and allow things to unfold in the perfect way at the perfect time for you? Okay, so I want to look at some challenges here. So we do have the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, you are making that choice, that decision here. And whatever path you do choose, there is going to be a little bit of up and down on that path. But we know that for any path that you choose, essentially. But you absolutely will reach that success point or that fulfillment point with you putting in the inspired effort that we're talking about here and that we see you are doing. So if you do feel like you do want to shift a little bit, you do have different dreams, different desires for your relationship, you want to try some new things and experiment and see how, you know, this particular way of doing things works, then absolutely do that, because that is what this is talking about here. Like you having new opportunities, you having new ideas coming towards you. But then, you know, we do see a little bit of a struggle with you deciding on whether you're going to actually execute them or not. So you may have to decide between, like, you know, what truly is important to me. What do I value? Not what does society value, not what do my parents value, not what do your sisters and brothers value, but what do I value? What is important to me? And then also what is important to you as my life partner here. All right, so we also see the Queen of Cups. Okay, so this may be a little bit of an emotional time for you as well. So it is going to be important for you to manage your emotions in the most appropriate way for you, so that you can remain objective, you can listen to your feelings, you can understand your feelings, and you can process your feelings. But then it's about using your feelings in a constructive way, so that you're not being like overly emotional or expecting too much, or even being like a little self-centered or selfish in some ways. So this is about you using those feelings for a purpose, to evaluate and understand like how you're feeling and what you feel you need to move forward and to be successful in your relationships, or to be fulfilled in your relationships here. This is also about you allowing yourself to be guided by the heart. So that may be a little difficult for you at this time, because again, we do see that you do have like these expectations in some way being I don't want to say forced, but just being put upon you or placed upon you. So you're probably struggling with that, as well as there may be specific things in your relationship that you do want to see improve and that you do need. Okay, so you are also being guided here to allow things to be revealed to you that are going to help you make your decision here. Okay, so there's like knowledge and wisdom and guidance and information that is available to you. So like maybe downloads, there's signs, there's synchronicities that you can connect with that are going to help you in this process. And you're being guided to really pay attention to that, because again, we're looking at challenges here. So what may be a little difficult for you, there may even be like some truths that come out here, and just a need for you to connect more with your partner to understand like what their needs are, again, separate from, you know, maybe what their family would want or society would want. So this is really about you listening and being very clear with each other, upfront and honest with each other, which I do see that direct, clear communication here. So just continue with that. And as you are having discussions, just recognize and know that there may be more behind the scenes that hasn't come out yet, or that you will want to consider. So go beyond the surface, essentially, is what I'm hearing. So let's look at underlying concerns, fears, worries. Okay, so you may have a fear of conflict here, and not necessarily a fear of conflict, but just like, you know, as you're trying to process things, it's like we're trying to work towards some things, but it just seems overwhelming at times, or things can get a little too emotional. We just need a better way to communicate with each other and to have constructive conversations. So in some way, you may be feeling that that is not occurring, or that that's not possible for some reason. Maybe tempers can get out of control rather quickly, or, you know, someone may just be very disinterested, or just not willing to negotiate or compromise or collaborate. So we do see like a little bit of resistance coming up here with this process. And then there may also be someone who is not being as honest here in the situation. So that is also something that you may want to look at, because again, this is about seeing beneath the surface and understanding like truly what is going on here. So let's look at your beliefs here. Wonderful. So you do aspire to have fulfillment, to have love. You have these dreams and goals in mind here. And this is about you bringing those dreams to fruition, bringing them down into the 3D environment. And that is really truly what you're working on here and wanting to work toward. So you're trying to understand, like, clearly tell me, source, my guides, higher self, my partners, tell me, what is it truly that you're desiring and wanting? Because, you know, I can understand then if that is also something that I'm aligned with, and then how do we get to that place of fulfillment and joy and have that healthy relationship that we're seeking here. So we do have some transformation here. So you also are open and willing and adaptable and flexible. So you understand that with this process, it is a journey. I don't know why I keep calling it a process, but just with your love, this is a journey here that you're going on. And you recognize that there are ups and downs, and you recognize that there is inspired action that is a part of this. And you're also recognizing, I'm hearing that this is truly a blessing. This is a wonderful opportunity that you do have. And so that may not resonate with everyone here, depending on what your situation looks like. But for some of you, you are truly grateful for your partner and for this experience, and you want to make it work, and you're willing to put in the effort, and you're willing to collaborate and come to an agreement that is a win-win solution for all of the parties that are involved. Let's look at your approach here. Okay. So you may be waiting here, and we said that earlier, you're waiting. So that is coming up here again. But this is a time for you to look at the ways that you've been successful and to be proud of the things that you have accomplished here, because we have a lot of work that's put in. We're seeing that in many places here. But it's just a little bit of a waiting to see things come to fruition, to see your dreams coming true, essentially, in reality for you. So like I said, there's things that you can do in the meantime as far as strengthening your connection with source and your intuition, and understanding more and more about your needs and about your partner's needs, and identifying whether you're both working towards the same things and you have the same goals, and also individually, what are you working on and what's important to you, and are you making progress there? So there's a lot of areas that you can focus on that are sort of taking the focus off of the thing that, you know, you're desiring and wanting, because you've already communicated that out to the universe. So now these are the opportunities and the ideas and the inspiration that's coming to you that you can work on in the meantime. Okay. So let's look at your external environment. And we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. So there may be opportunity for you to really let go of anything that's not serving you. And this could be any ideas of requirements, of expectations, of rules that you just, again, don't align with. So it is time for you to release those things. Anything that doesn't align, anyone whose ideas are not for your highest good. Now, sometimes we do things and we know that this isn't really the path for us, and then you have your family and friends and the people that love and care about you telling you like, hey, you know, this isn't healthy, this isn't good for you. So I'm not talking about those things. I'm talking about the things where it's like, okay, well, you know, you should be married by 25 and you should have, you know, 2 kids by, you know, 30 or whatever. Like it's those types of things that's kind of those expectations or requirements that are from society's viewpoints and standards that we're talking about here, that, you know, if it doesn't fit with you, it's not aligned with you, it doesn't ring true for you, then those are the things that you're being guided here to let go of. And there's also opportunity here in your discussions, in your communications, to create balance here with your goals that you're working towards. So again, it is about collaboration with your partner and deciding on what is the best path for you. It may also involve you cutting out some things as well. So we did talk about releasing some things, but just want to clarify that as well. So like some tangible things, like things that you may be doing. Like I gave the example earlier, where it's like, you know, maybe trying to force particular things to happen. And then you're like, well, neither one of us, this isn't a priority for either one of us. So, you know, do we really need to do this, or let's change this around a little bit? Okay. So we do have sort of opportunity for romance, for a renewed sense of commitment and a strengthening of your bond. So that opportunity is absolutely here through your inspired effort and your work to communicate with each other and to work on things that you're working on individually and goals that you have individually, but then also goals that you have together as a family unit, as your relationship and partnership. Okay, and so there is also a need for you to sort of take the blindfold off a little bit. And we did speak about the clarity coming up and coming through. So for some of you, as it comes up, you're being guided to really pay attention to that, to open your eyes to that and see things, because for some of you, these are things that you maybe know are happening, or you know that is there, but you're just not as willing or open to seeing them or processing them or talking about them. So this is about you, you know, allowing yourself to get out of your own way and be open and honest and clear about what needs to be addressed here on the table. And that would be for you, and that would also be for your partner here. So this is I don't want to say like an easy fix, but this is something that you actually can, you'll find that it's not going to be as difficult to I don't want to say address, because I think in some cases there are more difficult, deeper issues here. But I feel like you're going to find you're going to have an easier time. It's going to go a little more smoothly through for you, having those discussions and just being open and honest and upfront about it. Okay. So let's get one more, and then we're going to get some oracles here. Yes, get your self-care practices in. So we have some rest and relaxation and contemplation. We also have some blessings that are coming towards you. And so we already spoke to the blessings here previously, but opening yourself up, you're going to find more blessings and more abundance coming your way. But you are guided at this time to make sure that you are feeling healthy, whole, and complete, and you are really focused on having those moments of peace and calm so that you can see more clearly, so that you're more emotionally stable, your emotions are regulated, and you're able to have constructive conversations. Okay, so let's see, let's get some oracles here. So we have movement, teamwork, and partnership. That is what we're talking about here this whole entire time. So that is your your confirmation of the need to collaborate. And then we have freedom, action, and power. Wonderful. So this may be part of the things that you want to talk about with your partner. In what ways do you feel like you need a little more freedom? In what ways do you feel like you need a little more engagement or involvement? In what ways do you feel like maybe you have a lack of power in some situation, or the power dynamics are off? Okay, so these are the types of things that you're being guided to consider and discuss if it resonates with you. Don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. Wonderful. We just spoke very specifically about having that clarity and being open and honest. And then we also spoke about balance, which is also coming up here as a confirmation. So love is not always about agreeing just for the sake of it. A great relationship is one that both supports and challenges. Wonderful. So that is just that confirmation of, if you feel like there are things that you want to address, absolutely do so. This is so important for you to be honest and open and adaptable and flexible as well at this time. Okay, Geminis, that is what I have for you this week. Thank you so much for watching and have a great week.